Welcome to the Addicted to Learning podcast. My name is Gabriel Horvat, and each week I get to bring you inspiring stories, lessons learned, and insights from people who forged their own paths in life. Appreciate you guys spending time with me today. Let's get right to it. What is happening, everybody? I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. We have Rohan Gilkes on the show today. Rohan is a machine. He originally started out as an accountant, but he knew he always wanted more for himself. So eventually, he bootstrapped his way into multi-million-dollar online business success. Man, we covered so many different topics today, from mindset to starting a tech biz as a non-tech founder to marketing. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. And I'm super excited to bring y'all Rohan Gilkes. All right. We have today in the house, Rohan Gilkes, I think, is it? Is it not?
Bro, you're the first person to get that right.
Not gonna lie, I actually went to look up on YouTube in your videos you have on there. I was like, how is he pronouncing that name? Let me get that name right.
Awesome, you did that, bro. Thank you.
It's like, cause like, I have this weird last name myself where it's like, Horvat, and it's always like Horvat. It's like, I get this when people like, they always mispronounce your name. Yeah. So I feel like I wanted to extend the courtesy.
I appreciate it.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, people can obviously go look up all of your accomplishments online. You're a very accomplished person. You've done incredible things in business, really, with multiple million-dollar businesses. So I'm just going to kind of like refer people to the interwebs if they want to learn about your background, because time is precious. And frankly, you people know it's on there. It's out there. If people want to learn more about your background, that's cool. I like to kind of like jump right in to today's topics. Rohan, you're a marketing genius. Okay. I like the how you bootstrapping your businesses to like 7 figures, just like that. I've been looking up online your businesses. How did you learn marketing?
Well, thanks for the question and framing it in that way. So everything I've learned. Okay, so I do have a degree in business, but I did not learn a single thing that I applied to building businesses or marketing from that period of time. I can't point to anything that even resonates from back then. How I learned was this 2-step process of first, I would Google and find all these blogs about internet marketing and conversion optimization and copywriting and branding and customer acquisition, all these blogs. And I would read them. And then I took the second step, which is the step that most people miss, is that I would actually implement them on a project in real time, very often in real time. So I would find that information and use it like I would use a recipe if I were in the kitchen cooking. Like people don't just sit down and read recipes for fun, right? Like you read them and then you go make the steak or something. And that's how I did it. And I just kind of got better and figured out what actually worked for me. And then when I found out what worked, I just did it more and more and more. And now we're here.
And what was that ended up working for you in the beginning?
My first project that worked was a simple home cleaning service, but built in a way that was very tech forward. So it looked like what a home services business would look like if Uber ran it, right? So with a mobile app and online booking and scheduling and credit card processing, really making it like tech forward. And that was my first win. Yeah.
And how do you define that win? Was it in that situation back then? Was it an extra, 1,000, 2,000? Was it 10,000? What are we talking?
So the first point that I categorized it as a win for me was when I was doing about 5,000 per month take home, because that was more than my real job at the time, like my main job. So for me, it became a win, like an extreme win when I was like, man, my side hustle is making more than my main hustle, right? So that became a win, but then that business has gone on to do a little more than $15 million. Yeah, but back then I had no idea of any of this stuff. I was just trying to find a way to survive. I had just been laid off from my job, and I started that. It wasn't making enough for me not to get a second job, so I got another job, and I kept doing it, and then I quit my main job. Yeah.
And was that also did you end up making your first $100 with this online tech enabled cleaning business, or was that another thing? The reason why I'm asking is, like, it's always interesting how people make their first $100 online.
So funny, well, or interestingly enough, no, I had made my first $100 online before that. But it really was, it was not that much. It doesn't even compare. But I did make some money doing eBay affiliate. There was this program called Bands, Build a Niche Site. And on that platform, you could essentially build an e-commerce website, but all of your products would be products that were listed on eBay by other people. And if someone came and they clicked through your link and purchased something, then you get an affiliate reward from eBay. And so that was my first money, because I started selling like cement mixers through that eBay affiliate thing, and cement mixers. Yeah. So I made some money there. Yeah.
Damn. I love it because it's so, it's so practical. It's not, it's not this, sexy app or whatever AI, machine learning, yada, yada. It's like, you've got, that's what you did. It's straightforward and practical, but there's a demand for it. There's a need for it.
And that kind of, that thought that you just put out there is exactly what ended up being my mantra for every other business I've built since. Is there a really big demand for it? I don't build any magic, or like I went to bed and dreamed up this magical idea. No, I don't build anything like that. I build real practical businesses where people are spending a lot of money on every single month. And that's why I go build. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your idea validation checklist online. Those like 10 points, you have like 10 things. You posted this on Twitter, where it's like 10 points if there's a chance for recurring revenue, 10 points if the price point is more than $50. And, and obviously you have 10 points if the thing is unsexy, boring, but there's a need. And yeah, it's just so, intuitive to obviously only build when there's demand, yet so few people do it. And I've certainly been guilty of this myself. Cost me a lot of time.
And so have I. Everything that I've learned is a result of being guilty of it too. So when I say something, it's not with any judgment, because I'm like, yo, I've been there as well. I've been there. I built like a dating site. And it was a dating site where it had this little twist where you would show one person per date. It was so random. And I spent like a year working on it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But within a year of working on my other business that was a real company where people were spending money on, I had done like over 100,000. With a dating site, I had done $0. And I worked just as hard. so that's why I'm like, never again. Never again.
Oh man. Yeah, it's like but then for some reason there's this spark. Like I still remember when I made my first dollar online, it's just like you've seen the light all of a sudden.
Hmm.
And it's like, hang on, can I make $2? Can I make $3? And then it's like, I'm gonna make this work. Like I'm a die, like I will make this work no matter what, because it's kind of like you're like this magic thing almost. Like, you can make money on the internet. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a whole other world. It's a whole other world. It's a whole other way of thinking about how you set up your life, what it looks like, what challenges are. It's just it's like you've been walking through the, well, for me it felt like I had been walking through the world with a blindfold on. I thought the process for my life was going to be go to school, get a degree, get that good job, et cetera, et cetera. That was what I thought my process was going to be. And then just like you said, it was a whole new world where I was like, man, this is just incredible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna challenge you on something here, because I'm really curious. So you said essentially go where there's lots of competition, because that means there's tons of demand, right? And you don't have to validate your idea, because obviously there's demand for it, because there's tons of, gas stations, for instance, right? So I started out selling neck pillows on Amazon, among other things. And I got absolutely crushed by the competition after like a couple weeks. And I was like, dang, there's too much competition here. What will you say to that?
Sure. I mean, that's a good point. So in some of these closed platforms, like on Amazon or on eBay or some other platforms that are out there that are marketplaces, yes, you are walking into a world of potential difficulty. And then you're also going after people that are really good marketers. So like people that are doing like these marketplaces, they have been on these marketplaces for years, and they know all these little tips and tricks and SEO and all this stuff. So I typically stay away from those types of endeavors. And then I also stay away from products too. Like actual products where you ship. So if you remember my 10 point my 100-point list, it says 10 points if it's not a product. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
because it's really tough. The cash flow doesn't work in the right direction for me. Um, you have a product, you have to either buy it first, or I mean, you can drop ship, but then the margins are so tight. With service, you can grow without any additional money because you just hire more people. With a product, which I've done before too, you always are having to deal with buying more product out of the profits from the last set of product that you bought, that you bought, if you were able to resell it. So I stay away from products altogether, and I also stay away from those closed marketplaces like Amazon and so on. I instead say, what's a solid service, and that service could be software as well, that could that I do not have to present in the closed marketplace. I can present it to the world. And that's how I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of software, so I also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're non-technical. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely non-technical. Can't code.
So then my question would be, because I hear this so often, like, but I'm not technical. I can't code. I can't, make software or sell software. Yet here we are, and you're this, multi-million-dollar SaaS founder. How do you pull that off?
Yeah, so I kind of like fell into that. So when I described the business that I started first and how I built it in a tech forward way, I knew how I wanted it to operate and what the user experience was supposed to be. So I kind of mapped that out, and I found a developer to help me bring it to life. So I actually first built my first SaaS was really for myself, was for my own company. And then people saw it and they were like, we would love a version of your software, or, and I was like, you know what, I can turn this into, like, I didn't even know what the word SaaS meant, right? software as a service. I didn't even know any of that. But I felt like, you know what, I could turn this into a product that other people could use, and I can charge monthly for that. So that was how I first got into building software, was that transition. But for me, the entire process is really being able to know how you want people to experience the product, what that experience is supposed to be like, and then being able to find people that have the skills to build it. And third, being able to communicate with that person. And if you have that, you can build software without, I can't write a single line of code. And my SaaS was doing um, about 2 million per year by the time I sold it last year. And I still
Damn.
can't write a single line of code.
And if you don't mind me asking, did you get the developer in as sort of like a technical co-founder with an equity split, or did you pay him like a salary or something? How did it work?
Yeah, so with that project, and actually with all of my SaaS projects, I have brought in a technical co-founder. But here's the thing. The technical co-founders that I brought in, they were not coders either. They were more like project managers. And so I brought them in. They will be able to like wireframe things and install our SSL and get up our website and do those other things while managing the operations of the developer. Like being able to say, okay, this is the language that we want to code this in. This is the framework that works well, and so on. So that was really their job. And I went 50-50. And I figured 50% of a $2 million business is more than 100% of a company that doesn't exist. So I made that decision. And for each one of my SaaS businesses, I pretty much partner with a technical co-founder. Yeah.
Okay. So basically they didn't really do much coding themselves, if at all, and they were just like project managing the tech side of things, right?
Absolutely. Because I knew that I wanted to spend my time on the marketing and the customer acquisition side. So I didn't even want to think about the other side, except to think about user experience. But I didn't want to think about JavaScript or Ruby on Rails or whatever. I have no interest.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just because I'm thinking, like, I have two questions to that. So first of all, I started out non-technical, and then I decided to learn to code because I wanted to make my own products, and I couldn't find technical co-founders. But also, to be honest, when I first wanted to get into this, I was like 20, and I was like a 20-year-old idiot. So it's kind of like at 20 I was useless. So never mind. No, but then I got into the technical side of things, and now I'm almost like too technical to the point where like I kind of have to remind myself, oh, actually, you got to do marketing, you got to do sales, you got to spend a lot of time, if not, I would argue more time or effort, on selling customers, finding customers, because without customers, you don't have a business.
Yes. Yes. And I'm glad that you put it that way too, because as I'm building a business, my goal is to get to 90% of my time spent on marketing. 90.
Wow.
Goal.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not there at the beginning because I'm thinking about operational stuff, and I'm thinking about, get the website up and, make sure that the credit card processing works. And so all that happens in the beginning. And then there's other operational stuff as you take on customers. But I want to like minimize that, get it right, and then don't have to think about it, and then boost up and get as close as possible to 90% of my time on marketing. Yeah, that's where the money comes from, man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, duh. And are you sort of pre-selling people on your MVP in the sense that maybe you have like a sign up form, or you want people to like, maybe pay money up front and get like the product, weeks after? Are you doing something like that? Maybe walk us through the initial stage.
Yeah. So for the initial stage, what I learned really quickly, and this is not even something that I've written on Twitter yet, is a lot of people, when they have a project that they're building on, they put up a landing page and it says like coming soon or something, right? What
Mhm.
I've learned is to skip that and instead put up your homepage. Whatever you think your homepage is going to look like, just do it. Just do it, because one, it makes you do it. It makes you actually commit to the project by putting the homepage up. And two, it feels for people like this is real. This is happening, right? And then of course, three, that makes it easier for you to get them to give you their email or give you their cell number or whatever you want to collect as information. And then it also makes it easier for you to, if you have to work with suppliers or work with developers or work with designers or whoever you have to work with to make your business come alive, you can say, hey, here's the project I'm working on. And then that gives you a lot more credibility, and then they're more likely to want to work with you. So if now I'm launching this new project, Jasmine, Get Jasmine. And yeah, you see the homepage is up. People are like super excited about it, but we're still building it. But we would not have this excitement if we had like a launch rock coming soon page or something like that. So that's kind of like the first thing that I think people have to do. And then I kind of want to use those emails that we collect to funnel people into like a Facebook group, or and then also just give them multiple content, like almost daily content or every 2 days, showing them the product as it's being built, getting their feedback, and so on. And then when it's time to launch, folks are nurtured and excited, and you're gonna get clients on day one, like guaranteed. If you're building something that people,
Okay. I'm just I'm just thinking, do you have like a, as they say, marketing speak, like a lead magnet of sorts? Like, why would people give you their email?
Yeah. So for me, the lead magnet is the idea of being able to use the product if the product is closely aligned to what people are looking for. So I don't necessarily, but it's a good idea though. It's a good idea if you have some type of lead thing that you can give away. But then I I want people to sign up based on them wanting to be on the platform, wanting to use the product, versus signing up because they got something for free, like an ebook or something. So I typically don't use a lead magnet at that point, because I want like really high quality signups.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And so how are you getting people to go to your website, like in the first place?
Yeah, so mad content, bro. Probably how I even ended up on this call, by just putting up content. Um,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, so I sit back and say, okay, where, like, who are my likely customers? First question. Second question, where are they likely to hang out? Like, where do they spend their time? Is it in forums? Is it on Reddit? Is it on this particular subreddit? Is it on Twitter? Is it on Instagram, LinkedIn? Where are my ideal customers? Where do they spend their time? Then I say, okay, this is where they're spending time. Let me see the type of content that people on that particular platform like to enjoy. What do they already like? And then my job now at that point is just to give them what they already like. And I give them what they like. I create, content. I tell my story. I'm transparent. I find ways to agitate their pains, like wherever their pain points are. I can kind of agitate them a little bit. I can say, these are the solutions that I'm currently working on, and keep following me. And here's a link to the project that I'm working on that I think will be great for what their challenges are. But it all surrounds content. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say then that especially in the early stages, like the majority of your time is spent, cranking out content on the different platforms depending on where your customers hang out?
Yes. Yeah. That's where a lot of my time is spent. After I get past the like getting the homepage up, which I mentioned to you just now, just getting the homepage up. After that, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm creating content every day, and I'm thinking about, okay, if I create a piece of content for Twitter, I can also email those people that gave me their email as well. And then if I create some content for email, I can also post it on Twitter. And I can post it in the Facebook group, because we always create a Facebook group for each company as well. Or
Mhm.
maybe it will work good on Instagram as an image post that links back to the longer posts. And we just think about all those different platforms and what type of content works well for those platforms, and we put it on there. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Don't worry. Happens. You still there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So depending on the platform,
Mhm.
and do you ever do like hand-to-hand combat, in the sense that maybe you have, like, I don't know, the first 20 or 50 people signed up and you call them up one-on-one, something like that? Or is it all internet based?
So I have never done that, but here's what I have done. I earlier this year, especially, what I've been doing is having people come on Zoom calls, but in a group. So I would say, you know what, I'm gonna teach you something for the next 30 days or something, and it's something that you really want to learn, and I'll go through day 1 through day 30. The call is at this time every day. Jump on, and then that is quality content for them as well. And then of course it ends with them needing to use one of our products to solve whatever problem they were on the call to solve in the first place. So that's how I typically do it with group calls.
Gotcha. And then before I forget, one quick thing about the tech founder. So they don't code at all in the beginning with your SaaS. So then do you start out with, I don't know, 5K or 10K as like budget for the developers, and then they start, I don't know, going on Upwork and finding like developers somewhere, maybe offshore? Is that how it works, or how do you guys structure that?
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, exactly that, like 5K or so, maybe 10K. And I find Upwork has been amazing for me. I go on Upwork,
Mhm.
and and now that I've done it so many times, it's pretty much the same team each time. And
Mhm.
but yeah, it started with Upwork and some investment. But if you're someone that has the development skills, and you're building a software product, then you're good. I mean, you can get to your MVP and get your first customers and go from there. But if you don't have development skills and you're not building a software product, you're also good, because you can use something like Shopify, WordPress themes, theme forest themes, and get started with less than $100. So, so I feel like there are no like immovable hurdles anymore to starting a business.
Yeah, there's new excuses. Like if you want it, you're gonna, have to go through a lot of pain and deal with a lot of shit anyways, regardless. But, you just have to keep moving forward if you really want it, you know?
Mm.
Um, right? Like I'm sure you had to deal with so much like shit that came your way where you were like, ugh, this also. But you stuck with it, and here we are.
Exactly, man. It's been a crazy ride, bro. It's been a crazy ride.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, actually, let me give you this one also. So say someone just got laid off because of COVID, right? And they don't have an internet marketing background necessarily, right? Where would you, and they want to make money on the internet, where would you suggest they start?
Yeah. So if it were, so I'll just give an example of what I did when I got laid off. And yeah,
Sure.
so this is what I did. This is a real world example. So I was laid off. The downturn around the real estate market. I was doing accounting for essentially a real estate firm, and people were getting laid off every single day. And my day came, and I got 2 weeks pay. That's it, right? So
Ooh.
I had a mortgage and all this stuff. So I had to make
Yeah.
money, and I had no time to play any games or like, be sorry for myself. So what I did was like, okay, I knew that Craigslist was a platform where you can go and hire people, and it's also a platform where you can go and find people that are looking for services to be performed. So you can find service providers and you can find people that are looking for service providers, both on the same platform. So I got a flyer done on Fiverr that that said we're looking to hire people that are like home cleaners or different services like that. And then I looked on the other side of Craigslist looking for people that were looking to that had homes that needed home cleaners and needed lawn care guys and so on. And then all I had to do was match those two people. So that was really how my first business started, was just matching these people that they already are looking for each other, and I could be the middle person and I can make some money on each transaction. And that's how I started.
Yeah,
And
beautiful. And do you have some money saved up, or do you get some credit card debt real quick to start the business?
no, I had $450. So yeah, I
Whew.
had $450. I found a guy in, I think it was the Philippines, that did my website for me for like, it was a simple website for like maybe $300 or something. And I paid on Fiverr like $5 for the flyers that I would post, and that was it. And I just kept, I was relentless. I would be on there every single day. So when a person said, hey guys, I'm looking for a home cleaner for my 3-bedroom home in DC, I was the first to respond. Then I was like, yeah, we can definitely take care of that for you, blah, 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 blah. And then all I had to do was find a cleaner that was looking for clients, and that was it. So you I kind of call it platform arbitrage, in that you are matching people that already want to be matched, and there's money to be made. And you can also do that in a cross-platform way, where you look for people looking for jobs on Thumbtack, and you find them clients on Craigslist. So you can do it across platforms or even within the same platform. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Do you have any sort of ask, or obviously we want to use this moment to plug your newest venture, Jasmine, but and the website for that, obviously you're going to say in a second. But other than that, do you have an ask or anything you want to tell the audience at all? Anything that comes to mind?
No. The only other thing is I'm really enjoying Twitter now. So if folks were to check out my Twitter, I'm like doing this 30-day series of posts on entrepreneurship, and it's just on Twitter and it's just free. So if people were to follow me on Twitter, they can check those out.
Yeah, and we'll link your newest venture, Jasmine, as well as actually maybe can you say one or two sentences? What is your newest venture and why you started it?
Yeah. So my newest platform is called Get Jasmine, GET JASMIN.com. So getjasmine.com. And it's basically a platform, a marketplace for digital products. So if you're a creative and you create art or you create ebooks or courses or anything like that, you can come on Jasmine, and there's no like transaction fee per sale. Is a flat rate, and you can sell your products right on there. And I wanted to do it because I felt like there was a space to do it, and I didn't really enjoy the products that were already out there. And I kind of just wanted to build something that I would enjoy more, and hopefully other people will enjoy it more as well.
Yeah, totally, totally, and we'll link it below. Yeah, Rohan. As always, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your wisdom, especially how to get started, how to market yourself successfully online. Thank you again so much, and I wish you a fantastic day. And talk soon.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.